Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Monday, June 3. The body of late former Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Edward Seaga, arrived in the island at the Norman Manley International Airport on Sunday. Draped in the national flag, the casket was escorted by members of the Jamaica Defense Force, JDF. Also on the flight were family members, which included his widow, the Most Honorable Carla Seaga, and daughter Gabrielle. Prime Minister Andrew Holness headed a strong representation of government officials observing the proceedings. Mr. Seaga has been accorded a state funeral, details of which are expected to be announced shortly. Meanwhile, a period of mourning is to be announced by the government and condolence books opened at locations across the island. These include the Office of the Prime Minister, OPM, in Kingston and Montego Bay, municipal corporations, Gordon House, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. Persons overseas will also have the opportunity to sign condolence books, which will be opened in all diplomatic missions. Government is reporting over 90% support for the plastic styrofoam ban in the island, just 5 months after the initiative. Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Daryl, says this is largely due to the extensive public campaigns of several government entities.
We, in this administration, have taken the bold step, and thankfully, the citizenry has supported it. I don't know of any other policy that could be deemed as controversial that has gotten a 90-odd% support, not by the government own data, but by independent pollsters. So it means as a people, we are realizing and seeing the damage that is being done to the environment by these bottles and improper disposal.
Minister Vaz was speaking last Wednesday at a public forum titled Adapting to Climate Change Resilience Action Plans, My Responsibility. As of January 1, 2019, the government has imposed a ban on the importation, manufacture, and distribution of single-use plastic bags, straws, and polystyrene. The Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA, says it received approximately 15,000 cases of child abuse in 2018. Chief Executive Officer Rosalie Gage-Gray says while the cases include all types of abuse, physical abuse continues to be more dominant. She says Kingston and St. Andrew topped that list in 2018 with 425 cases, with St. Anne in second with 265. In regards to negligence, Kingston and St. Andrew led with 377, followed by Manchester with 320 and Westmoreland with 266. Mrs. Gage-Gray says for 2019, the CPFSA is averaging 1,200 cases of abuse per month, which is worrying, and urges persons to get involved and break the silence.
We want to encourage our children that they too can make the report. You can talk to your guidance counselor at school, your class teacher. You can talk to your peers, you can talk to a trusted adult, somebody who you think would be able to forward information. You also want to say to adults as well, and it's very critical, that we believe the children when they report.
Mrs. Gage-Gray was speaking on JIS's current affairs program, Get the Facts, on Sunday. Commissioner of Police Major General Antony says he will be petitioning the government for members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, to be paid full pension after serving 30 years in the force. Major General Anderson says officers serving over 40 years are unable to apply for full pension because they have not reached the retirement age. He says applying for early retirement should not be an option.
In this kind of stressful work, you join at 18. 40 years later, at 58, you have to seek early retirement. You don't see something wrong with that. After you have completed, in my view, 30 years, you should be able to go on your full pension.
The police commissioner was speaking at the Jamaica Police Federation conference recently. He assured the officers that their JCF pension scheme is among others that are on the public employees payment system that allows for payment within 30 days of retirement.
So what will happen is it goes to the various places, finance, auditor general, all of these administrative general department, all in one go electronically, so we can get the rapid turn. So you're not out there there having left, waiting months and months and months.
And finally, the Statistical Institute of Jamaica, STATIN's listing of dwellings exercise is expected to be completed on June 30. The exercise is to update the count of dwellings in Jamaica between censuses and will cover 952 enumeration districts across the island. Acting Director of the Research, Design and Evaluation Division at STATIN, Jessica Campbell, says since February of this year, the count of dwellings for 700 enumeration districts have been completed.
You know that we have a census every 10 years, right? And from this census, we create a master sampling frame. From this master frame, we select samples to be fielded for several surveys that are conducted over the years. So because the census is done every 10 years, there has to be some kind of exercise between censuses to update the list of dwellings in Jamaica so that when we send out the interviewers on surveys, they can find accurately the dwellings that we assign them to.
According to Ms. Campbell, the listing of dwellings exercise provides the sampling frame for the selection of households to be included in the Jamaica Survey of Living Conditions and the Labor Force Survey, among others. Citizens are being urged to participate in the exercise as information provided under the Statistics Act is confidential. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.